welcome back to my channel. Yeah, so I asked a few of you guys, well, on my social media, because I don't have that many followers on social media, but anyways, I asked a few of you guys if you guys would want me to do a makeup tutorial, or would you guys want a story time? And yes, I'm sitting on my boyfriend's chair where he works at, where he works on, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, and y'all said y'all wanted to hear a story. And I thought of a story. I want to tell you guys a story about the guy before Sean. There were guys in between, like, like dating for like a couple months, or dating for like a week or two, or talking to for, but it wasn't serious. So the boyfriend I had before Sean, his name was Chad. Yeah, let's see how I met him. And this is probably going to be a two-part story time, so bear with me. Okay, so let me pull up some stuff, because are you serious? Okay, let me just say. Okay, so I met Chad on POF, a dating site. Like, it was my first semester of college. I was attending Bennett College in North Carolina, and yeah, so I had a group of friends. I don't know if they're relevant in that story, really, but yeah. Anyways, so I wanted, like, it was so boring, like, going to that school. It was so freaking boring. It was an all-girls school. The A&T was right across the street from it. So, like, but when we were there, because I went to college in the wintertime, so kids, like, if their family was close by, they would go home. So when we would go over to to A&T, it would be freaking boring. Nobody would be there, and plus, because I guess we didn't know anyone, it was just boring. Like, if you wanted fun, you had to go and make it fun. There was absolutely no type of fun whatsoever. So my group of girls and I, we would, like, go to the club and stuff like that. And it's a crazy story too, because we were freshmen and stuff like that. There was a curfew. During the week, I think you had to be in your dorm room or in the dorm by, I'm gonna say, 10. And then during the weekend, you had to be in the dorms, like, I would say 12 if you were like a freshman. I think juniors and seniors got to stay out, however long they want, but the lower classmen in the college, you had to be in the building by a certain time. But we never, no, one time I got caught. One time, but I'm gonna tell y'all that's gonna be another time. But yeah, but most of the time, never got caught. So because it was getting a little risky, we saw them actually checking the rooms like they're supposed to. So I had a cousin, and she lived in Greensboro, and I would ask her to sign me out so I would stay out longer. But anyways, don't want to get you in trouble. Sorry, but I'm grown now, so I don't think mom would care. But I was grown then technically, but I was like 18, 19. So yeah, sorry, I don't want to get you in trouble, but okay. So yeah, so she would sign me out, and then I would stay. They would think that I'm out, but I would sneak back into the dorm whenever we would get done partying, going to the clubs and stuff like that. So okay, so that's what we would do. But anyways, meeting Chad, yeah, I was on POF and stuff like that, and I, I don't know. I just wanted. I've always been the type. I've never liked being single. Like, never ever liked it. Like, I didn't like it. I always wanted a guy to talk to. A, like I always wanted to be in a relationship. Yeah, I always wanted to be in a relationship and stuff. So I was like, I wouldn't say always searching, but I was on you know dating sites and stuff like that. But again, I was on dating. I was so picky though. I was so picky. Um, my preference was white at that time. Yes, I don't have a race preference now because back then I used to think. I told y'all I used to think that black guys were assholes and da 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 da. But now I don't really have a preference because all races have assholes. Doesn't matter. So yeah. So okay. So I was. He messaged me. I forgot how he said. Oh, he said I was cute, and I was like, my response is always thank you and stuff like that. And we talked on there for a while, and then we would while I was talking to another guy that I met on POF before Chad, but he was supposed to come. We were supposed to hang out and stuff, and there was always something. So, and then I met him at a park. That's why I told. But anyways, so yeah, what was I? Oh yeah, I was talking to another guy before, and during the really beginning stages, couple days into Chad and I started to talk and stuff like that. I was still talking to this guy, Joseph. He was in the military, and then I forgot what happened to him. It's not bad. I forgot what happened to him. But anyways, he wasn't in the military no more. So yeah, he was supposed to come and see me and stuff like that. He was really sweet, but I've seen him on camera. I knew he was real, but he was supposed to come and see me and never did. So I wasn't gonna wait around and da 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 da. Okay. Yeah, so I was talking to Joseph, and then I met Chad, and then I was still talking to Joseph for a couple days, 3 or 4 days. And yeah, during that time it was and I told Joseph and stuff, I don't think I was answering his calls and stuff like that. We used to Skype before I was an iPhone person. We used to Skype and stuff, and I wouldn't answer it as much, and then I think he asked me, or either he asked me or I told him that I started seeing someone, and he was so mad. He hung up, and Chad was actually making effort. I don't remember. He was getting off work, and he came to our campus and stuff. I told him where I went to school, and he came to the campus, and he was really handsome. He was. My baby looked better now, but I'm just saying he was handsome. Anyways, so he was so sweet, and then I think he came for 5 minutes, and we got to meet each other, so we knew each other. We were real. We weren't being catfished. You know what I'm saying? And then he complimented me and said I was pretty and all this stuff, and then he left. He said he had to get his mom or something like that, and mind you, he was 24. He was Raven's age. No, he was 23. I was 18. He was 23. Anyways, around that age, 24, 23, 23. Okay, so yeah, he went to go get his mom. He sent me a little cute text. So I told me I was pretty and da 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 and da 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 da. And then yeah, so of course I told my girls about him and stuff like that. I was closer to Raven than I was to any of the other girls, and then Raven was telling me like I'd go for it. Like I'm not gonna wait on no guy that hasn't come. I was just feeling bad because I've never cut off anything with anyone. Like I've never ended a relationship with anyone. Well, that's a lie. When I was in high school, I ended because he cheated on me. I ended it. It wasn't a pretty. Anyways, that's not true. But normally, I don't ever end it. I never like normally I don't end the relationship. I just feel awkward. I'll stay in the relationship even though I want to end it. Like I'll stay in it it's just awkward for me. So let me get some ice. Yeah. So everyone was telling me, don't wait for that guy. He was supposed to come and see you. He didn't see you. So I vote Chad, and Chad is doing all the right things right now. So I'm saying go with Chad, girl. Go with Chad. And I was like, okay, cool. But it was still hard, like hard and stuff like that because I don't like hurting people's feelings for real unless they hurt mine. Then that's a whole other story. So yeah, so I started talking to Chad. He was so sweet, and then he came, and then um, what happened? I don't remember. I know one time we went for a ride. It wasn't a date yet, but yeah, we went for a ride and stuff, and we actually went to a park, and I was talking to him and stuff, just talking to him, and then he was asking me what I liked and stuff. At the time, I was really big into like cream cheese and onion. What was it? What is that? Sour cream and onion potato chips, like the Lay's kind. And I would dip it in. I was in college. I don't know if that's nasty, but it was good to me. It's still probably good to me now, but that's what I was really into right then. And I told him what my favorite what my favorite snack was at the time. And then he yeah, he listened. One time before he came and got me and stuff, he before like we were going on a date, and then he was late because he was looking for cream cheese for me because I had told him I ran out, and it was like, you know, I thought that was super sweet that he actually listened because it wasn't like I wasn't. It was just talking, and then he actually picked up on that. It wasn't like I don't know. It was just like we were having a casual conversation. It wasn't. I wouldn't have remembered him saying that. So I was like, oh, he actually listened. Okay, so yeah. Fast forward. Yeah, we went on a little date, and it was so sweet. We went to the movie theater and stuff like that. Um, movie theater, watched the movie and stuff. I forgot what movie we went to go see, but anyways, that time I asked him. I was like, tell me. Oh shoot, sorry. I hate talk because I never know which side to like. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, we went to see a movie, and at the movie theater I was like, tell me something that I would not know about you and stuff like that. And he was like, okay. um he was like, I've been to jail. I was like, huh, what? Because he did not look like the type at all. He looked like a preppy type guy. Like, he did not look at all like the type. Like, now you know. You grow and you learn, or learn and you grow. However that saying goes. Like, but anyways, he did not, like, he was a preppy white boy. Like, just, and I was like, what? I didn't even believe him at first. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, if you don't mind me asking, for what though? And he was like, me and my friends, like, we were bored and we broke into someone's house. And I was like, what? Like, first of all, I was innocent. Like, I was innocent into, like, that stuff. Anyway, so, yeah, I was like, what? What? Okay, so I wrote, like, okay, after we had ended stuff, I did a revenge site. Yeah, I'm a little petty. But yeah, I did a revenge site, and I wrote, like, how I met him and everything he's put me through and all that stuff. I wrote that about it. I took down the site because, oh my gosh, yeah, I forgave him. Then we got back cool. Then we started dating again. Then he did some fuck shit, and oh, it was a lot. That, anyways. So I'm gonna read you guys what I wrote. So our first date was, we went to the movies. I wanted to be open and forthcoming, so I asked him what was the worst thing he has ever done. And he hesitated and told that. I told him, this is what I told him, basically the worst thing that I feel like I've ever done was, like, tell, like, my mother that I hated her, like, in arguments and stuff like that, like teenagers type shit. And then I told him if we was going anywhere, we had to start being honest, and soon I put it out of him. And then he informed me he had broken into a friend's house with a group of guys and stole guitars, and that were worth a lot of money. And he and other guys decided to pawn the stolen object, but eventually got caught and was charged. I said he spent months in jail, and then he seemed very remorseful, which he did. He was like, and he said he felt horrible about what he has done. I was shocked. Yeah, and my stomach did sink. Like, I was just like, and yeah, and I was saying by looking at him, you could never tell he was a criminal. I asked him would he ever do that again, and he assured me that he wouldn't. And then he said that was a bad part of his life, and he wouldn't return to that lifestyle. And before the night was over, he informed me that he had a son. He showed me pictures of him and them together, which was adorable. He told me for some reason, I decided to give him a chance. I was like, his past is the past, and unless he showed me different, I would believe that he have changed. Yeah, I wrote a little book. Yeah, that's what I wrote. And then we continued to see each other within a few weeks. And after a few dates, he officially asked me to be his girlfriend over text. I told him that we should talk about it in person, because I wasn't the type to accept any kind of commitment over text message or phone call, period. And then the night he drove up to my campus and asked me in person, and I said yes. And I was happy, and I thought he was a great guy since he was so open with me on the first date, and I thought he was honest. That night, we spent the whole night together, and then I said we started seeing each other every day, even if it was for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And we talked about everything. And then another son, that's like the 7th red flag. Chad told me how he used drugs and cocaine and how all his exes hated him for some reason. And he admitted that he had done some things to his exes that he wasn't proud of. The red flags. Girl, what are you doing? Like, I want to punch myself in the face. But, yeah. So, again, he told me he changed, and I believed him and all the stuff. And then I'm like, as long as he hasn't done anything to me, why would I not believe that he hasn't changed? That was my thought, 18-year-old thought. So he also told me his baby mother would not. I told y'all that already. She blocked him on it from everything. And I felt sorry for him. Da 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 da. And then I thought she was being evil, which I did. I thought the girlfriend was just evil. Like, why would you keep a man from his child and stuff like that? And then when it was his birthday, he sent gifts and money, but got no call saying they received it. That's what he would tell me. And then I advised them. I was like, go to the court, like, and fight for visitation rights, because, you know, she has no right to keep him from seeing his son. Dang, why am I? Because I had to burp. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's why I was like, go to court, get visitation right, whatever. And since he kept sharing things with me, I thought he was honest. Chad was thoughtful. He knew I love cream cheese, so one day he drove around. I told y'all that. And then for my birthday, he took me to an expensive restaurant. Yeah, he was trying. It was Anyways, I forgot what was the restaurant. Oh my gosh, I forgot the restaurant. The restaurant name, I forgot it. But I'm sorry, y'all. Whew. But anyways, our bill together for 2 people came to $100, over $100 actually. And I could not believe he would spend that much on the dinner. But he said it was for my birthday, so he was going to do everything and anything for me. And I said he definitely put a smile on my face. I wrote all this stuff down when I was, yeah. And I told y'all about his phone. The phone thing, he would also say I should trust him, and there was no reason for me to look through his phone. Even broke up for a few days because of it. Yeah, we broke up a few days because of this issue about the phone. He apologized, but still wouldn't budge on the phone issue, and I decided to leave it alone for now. And then things started to go down south, and he started being distant. He would not tell me things so freely anymore. I had to pull things out of him, and which was often draining. And then he knew I got my refund check from financial aid, and when he saw how much I actually had, that's when he began to borrow money. Yeah. It started with $25, then gradually went to $100. And each time he was supposed to pay it back, something came up. He kept saying he was going to pay it back. I believed his ass. And then I kept texting him asking for my money, and he would become mean, saying things, damn it, I'm at work, or he wouldn't answer back at all. And on July 16 or 7 of, what did I write? On July 16th or 17th of 2014, I had everything, because I was going to expose his ass. And I was like, I messaged him saying I was going to sue him if he did not get me my money back. He responded by saying, "Seriously, you're going to sue me? Do you have any idea what I've been going through for the past 3 days?" I replied saying, "Hell no, because you've been ignoring me." And I began to worry about him when he said that. So I called him and he wouldn't pick up. He texted me that he was crying his eyes out and that he was a horrible person. That's what he was, and then, which made me worry more. I kept calling him. I kept calling and texting him, and I was not going to stop until he answered. I told him I wasn't going to stop until he answered and talked to me because I was worried. He finally answered and said he was not only an alcoholic, but he has also had a cocaine. He was a cocaine addict. And my heart sank, and that was my worst nightmare for him. Like, he went back into that stuff. When he told me he did drugs, he stopped doing that, then we broke up. I was back at home for the summer. Yeah, school had ended, I was back at home, and we broke up for a little bit. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, so that was my, like, I was afraid that he was gonna go back to doing that shit because I wasn't there. And I was like, I did not want him to go back to that life. And he told me was hell for him. He told me he started using again a couple weeks ago. I cried on the phone. I was thinking that he might go to jail because he was on probation, and that's a violation. And if he gets a drug test and he would fail, like, you're on probation, you see your probation officer or whatever, and then they can on the spot decide to fucking do a drug test on you. And he just said that he was, so I was like like, I was crying, I was just like booing, like, why would you do this, da, 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 da. And I was thinking that he had came a long way and he was throwing it all away. Okay, so I asked him why did he start it again, and he said it's because he couldn't see his son, and that was bugging him, and and that was draining him, and he was trying to numb the pain. That's what he told me. He said that he was fucked up in the head.